Hey guys, my name's Morgan. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited you're here. A couple of new things. I do have a new background. I'm so excited. This is my TBR shelf that I just moved and redid. So I've got a new filming location. It's going to be updated some more. Hopefully I can get some other bookshelves in right here on either side of me. I've got a giant stack of books next to me, many stacks of books. So hopefully I can get that up off the floor in the near future. Anyway, today I'm excited. I'm gonna be filming the Meet the Booktuber tag. Chrissy over at Chrissy's Purple Library tagged me to do this, and I'm so excited. I did try filming this previously, it didn't work out, but I'm excited to do it today. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. The first question is, how did you find out what genre you like and what you like to read, or what you want to read? I grew up going to the library all the time. And so I just tried out a bunch of different things, but eventually I feel like I kind of exhausted what my libraries had available for things that I like to read. And so I got online to a Christian bookstore, their website, and I just kind of scrolled through to see what they had and what stood out to me. And I came across this book. I mean, doesn't that stand out? Caught my attention. So Tracy Hunter Abramson's Royal Target, this is the first in one of her series, and it had just released when I discovered it. And there were a couple other books. I wrote them all down, and I don't know, shopping for books online before I actually shopped online. It was pretty fun, and that one just caught my attention, stuck with me, and eventually I was able to get my hands on a copy at a library once I had moved. And really just kind of, I don't know, that started the role, I guess, of Christian fiction. Not all of it is Christian specifically. They're usually written by Christian authors, the books that I like to read. But they don't all always have a religious element to them. Sometimes they do. Depends on the author and the setting, and but there's always like a a positive moral theme to the book. Yeah, I don't know. I've always just been into romance, and I like some drama and action in there. I guess really the library is how I discovered what I like to read. I found some fantasy, and the more I had read a lot of what the library had, the more I searched and tried new things. So the library, guys, it's a good place to start. Okay, question 2. What author is most like me? I don't know. I guess I would say Sean Bessie. Just because she's local, I've been able to interact with her, and she's so much fun. It's been really fun just to get to talk to her, and be around her, and I feel like, as I ask her questions and chat with her, she expresses some sentiments that I feel similar with. So I don't know, there's a lot of aspects of various authors that I could say are like me, but I feel like maybe I have the most in common with her. Question 3. If I were stranded on an island or a farm, what books would I take? Okay. To be honest, a lot of these questions were really difficult. I don't know, picking a lot of the books for these, I had a hard time. So I just kind of pick some. My answers will probably change. They have changed, but here we go. This is what I'm going with. Okay, so if I were stranded on an island or a farm, yeah, I guess I would take Friends and Foes by Sarah Eden. I love this book. Good comfort read. I didn't expect to like this, but I really loved it. So I would take that one. Ranger's Apprentice. This is one of my library finds that I really loved and still love it. I don't think this is a book that I'll ever grow out of. I don't know, so I got kind of my action adventure, my romance, An Uncommon Earl by Sean Bessie. This one, this is also a comfort read. I just feel like this one has such a wonderful, like, family vibe. Very tender. This one really hit me and I loved it a lot. Definitely a 5-star read for me. So I would take this one just because it just makes me feel all the warm fuzzies. And then last, Heirs of Falcon Point. This has several authors. So this is Sean Bessie, Tracy Abramson, A.L. Sowards, and Paige Edwards. Yeah, I don't know. I was like, hey, 4 authors. I can read from various authors. It's really hard if you're going to be stuck somewhere. Like, what do you do? I like to have my whole library with me wherever I go. So this was a great option because I feel like I, get several authors in, but also this book was just really fabulous. Romance, mystery, suspense. It was great. Really, really love this book. So yeah, there's that. Next question. Okay, question 4. Do you buy books to read them or because they are beautiful to go on your shelf? Both, I guess. Not really, kind of. So I buy books because I like them. Sometimes I collect books for sure. I don't get rid of as many books as I could. I tend to keep them more often than not, even if they weren't my favorite. If it's part of a series or a collection, even if I don't like it, or if I'm not a fan of one book, I'll keep it if I like the series in general. So I guess in that way you could say yes, I buy books to look pretty on my shelf. But I definitely read my books. I love my books. Yeah, buying books it's dangerous stuff, guys. I've got a haul, a video planned, so lots of fun. Gets me in trouble. Okay, question 5. I don't know if I answered question 4 very well. Both. I buy books because I like to buy books, but they're also pretty on my shelf. So what can I say? Okay, sorry, question 5. What book could you have read 10 years ago that would have changed your life? I don't know. This was really hard. I feel like I went back and I was like, this book. Wait, I did read that 10 years ago. Okay, let's pick another book. So the book I ended up picking was Cinder. Who doesn't love a good Cinderella story? Well, I was excited. My friend, a really good friend of mine, had recommended this to me, and she was telling me a little bit about it. I was like, what are you reading? And she was telling me, she's like, it's so good. But as she was describing it, I was kind of like, oh, I was like, doesn't really sound like something I would enjoy so much, or there were a couple aspects that I wasn't so excited about. But she hasn't led me astray, so I decided to pick it up and give it a try. Got sucked into this. It was great. So I don't know. I don't know how else to answer that question. I really enjoyed this series. And I think maybe it would have, you know, it helped me to open up my horizons a little bit further. You know, sometimes I find that I keep getting stuck in like, well, this is what I like, this, you know, this little bubble of books that are kind of in my comfort zone that I'm like, I like this and this and that. But, you know, this was just proof that, like, okay, I need to try new things because there's so many good things out there that, you know, great books written that I wouldn't initially try out, but once I do, I enjoy them. So, there you go. Question, what are we on? 6. Okay. If there were only 3 books in the world, what would they be? Again, like, what's with all this? This is painful. Very painful, guys. I don't know. I just picked some. So, first one, Stealing the Preacher by Karen Witemeyer. I love her books. She has so good. I used to think I wanted to marry a cowboy. There's nothing wrong with cowboys. I think I just discovered I'm a little bit more city than country. But that's okay. But I was like, man, you're right, attractive cowboys. Really love her stories. She's got great stories. There's danger and her humor is great. But this one has a particularly great faith aspect that I really enjoyed and could relate to a lot. Yeah, really, really loved this. I read this after I had got home from a mission. I taught the gospel for a while. And so reading this after I got back, there were a lot of things that really stood out to me and loved this book. So, there we go. Some good old Western romance with faith. Seeking Persephone, because I love Sarah Eden so much. Again, she's got great humor. Her characters are fabulous. The romance. This was the first book I read by Sarah Eden. Love this book. This is like a retelling? I don't know. It's got ties to the story of Hades and Persephone. If you're not familiar, you should definitely try this out. Okay, the last book is Edenbrooke. This book, guys. Oof, 5 stars. So fabulous. And of course I had to pick this special edition. I love the cover of the original edition. But you gotta have this ebook, this little novella of Philip's perspective. So, yeah, there you go. Those are my answers for that question. I felt like pulling teeth. Like, these are some difficult questions, guys. Whew. Okay. Question number 7. If you could write a book about anything, what would you write about? Romance. I would write a romance book. Should I be... Okay, I'll be honest. I have tried my hand at writing. There are a couple things that I think it would be really awesome to be a writer. I have some ideas rattling around in my head, and so I've started putting some of them down. Who knows if I'll ever get back to them, get them finished. I don't know, but I would write romance. Yeah, that's what I would write. Question 8. What character do you feel is most like you? I think I would say Anne Elliot from Jane Austen's Persuasion. Yeah, I don't know. She just reminds me of me. Kind of quiet, shy. I don't know, like, it's not like I don't have, I don't know. She just, when I think about characters, I just, oh, Anne. Seems like me. 9. Okay, question 9. How do you plan out your booktube content? I don't. I don't plan beyond, you know, like, what books am I going to be talking about? Great, I should have those pulled so I can hold them up for you all to see. If it's a tag, I write down my questions beforehand. That's kind of it. I don't do much beyond that. I just kind of wing it. Yeah. Maybe I'll get better at that one day, but for now, that's what I do. You get me, a lot of mumbling, chatty me. Okay, last question. If you were dying, what book would you want the world to read? Well, aside from, like, you know, scriptures, which also from several of these questions, you know, 3 books and what would I be stuck with? A scripture, obviously. We're just gonna, I agree with Chrissy. Chrissy said we're just gonna say that, you know, that's been taken care of, and scriptures are kind of automatically in there. And then these are my other options. So, this last book actually is a nonfiction. It's called Come Sweet Day by Julianne Donaldson, who wrote Edenbrooke. This book, guys, this is, it's actually poetry. It's my sister's coming home. Yeah, okay, well, first look at that cover. It's so pretty. I don't know if you can see that very well, but I love that. So this book just had some, I don't know, some messages and things that really hit me. Like, I read this, you know, a couple pages or a couple poems each night and went through it in about 2 or 3 days or 4 days. And I think I cried each time I read it. But there's some really special messages in here that really were profound to me. Like, check this one out. See that? Okay, first of all, I love that she's on a tightrope. But she expresses it. You can maybe pause it and read that. But there were a few lines in there that just really got me. She talks about being, you know, standing on the ground, but Heavenly Father was in her corner, and or he was holding the corner of the net, but he was down underneath her, and you know, just expressing this, I've got you, like, somebody to have your back like that. Of all people, to have your back, like, it's also, look at this, the tag up top. I don't know if you can, holding on to hope in dark times. Like, who doesn't need that? So yeah, that's the book that I would want everybody to read if I were dying, I think was the question. Yeah, so that's the Meet the Booktuber tag. Thank you, Chrissy, again for tagging me. I was excited to be part of this. Yeah, I've got a lot of other videos to film, so I'll probably try and get on that because today is November 1st. Can't believe it's November already. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. I hope you liked this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and comment down in the comments. Let me know what books you would have picked. There are some hard questions in there. I feel like when you narrow it down to a small selection of books, I'm a goner. But anyway, thanks so much for watching, guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.